Llama Llama Hippity Hop by Anne Dudney. Llama Llama Hop, Llama Llama Jump. Llama Llama Red Pajama Thump Thump Thump. Llama Llama Touch, Llama Llama Tap. Llama Llama Red Pajama Clap Clap Clap. Llama Llama Stretch, Llama Llama Bow. Llama Llama Red Pajama Big Hug Now. The end. Okay, everybody. We just listened to Hop Llama, our story about a llama. So we are going to be creating our own llamas today. So flip to a nice fresh page in your sketchbook. I'm going to get out my pencil and we are going to start drawing our llamas. So to draw our llama, the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a U shape. And I'm going to draw it with my finger a few times. Make sure I get the right shape. We want it to go almost to the top of the paper and back down. So if I put my hand there, I want it to go all the way around my arm and my hand and go all the way down. Now remember, my hands are a little bit bigger, so you might need to spread your fingers out to make sure, but for me, I need to do it like this. And we're going to go up and over our hand like this. But when we make this line, we're not just going to make a straight line, because llamas do not have straight lines. They're fluffy, they're furry. So what we need to do is we need to make him look fluffy or furry. And we're going to do that by drawing a bumpy line. Now, watch me. And it doesn't need to be a perfect bumpy line, because llama fur isn't perfect and bumpy. Perfect. It's a little lumpy, but that's okay. Llamas are a little lumpy. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our ears. So to draw the ears, you are probably going to need 3 finger spaces to draw the ears. I only need 2 because I got big adult hands. Okay? And to do the ears, all we're going to do is we're going to do another curved line. It's going to start at the start of our llama's head, so on the outside of our llama's head, and it's going to curve around and come back down, just like that. Do the same thing over here. It's going to curve around and come back down. Remember, we're not tracing our fingers, we're just using it to make sure we draw big enough. That's a little too big for me, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And if at any point you draw something and you're like, oof, that's a little too big or a little too small, you can always change the size. You can redraw it. That's better. That's more like a llama ear. Okay, now for the llama's face, we are going to draw a circle for the llama's nose and mouth. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And it doesn't need to be a perfect circle. It just needs to be circle-ish. And for you guys, I want to make sure that you can fit your fist inside of it. For me, I got too big of an adult hand, but for you guys, you should be able to fit your fist inside of your circle. So put your fist down and draw a circle around. Now, for the llama's nose, what you're going to do is you're going to draw an upside down, or actually not an upside down, you're just going to draw a letter V. Let's draw a letter V, just like that. And then we are going to do a J, and then a backwards J, just like that. Now for the llama's eyes, you can have your llama's eyes opened or closed. I'm going to do my llama's eyes opened. To do them closed, all you do is you just do a curved line on either side, and you can add some eyelashes if you want. But I want my llama's eyes open, so I'm going to draw a circle, another, I guess it's not a circle, it's technically an oval. Draw 2 ovals. And then we are going to add a little white part of the eye. So when we trace with our Sharpie, all of this part will be colored in. Just to give you an idea. Now we're going to do the insides of the llama's ears. So that shape that we just made with our fingers, We're gonna make that same line, kind of like an echo line, because it's the exact same line, but just a little bit smaller on the inside. So it looks like the inside of our llama's ears. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to design a background for our llama, and also if you want to include any accessories for your llama, you could have a llama with glasses, you could have a llama with a hat, you could have a llama with a bow, you could have llama, I'm gonna draw a llama with some tassels around his neck. You could have a llama with, I already said a hat, with some flowers maybe. Maybe do some flowers in his hair or her hair. Who knows? So I'm going to give my llama some accessories. So I'm going to do a bow for my llama. And to do a bow, I'm going to start with a square, or kind of like a soft marshmallow square. And then I'm going to make, I don't know what kind of shape that is, but you're going to go over, down, and back up. Over, down, and back up. Almost like a triangle, but with the very top of the triangle cut off. Now, we can't see through the bow. It's not clear. So any lines from either the llama's ears or the llama's head, you're going to erase those lines, because you can't see through it. The same if you do a hat. If you do a hat and you draw it, you can't see through the hat, so we would erase any lines that might be going through the hat. I'm also going to give my llama, I think I'm going to do tassels along the bottom. So to do tassels or to do pom-poms, you're going to do a curved line like this. And for the tassels, I am just going to draw pretty much like a V with a zigzag line. So like a V with a zigzag line. V, zigzag line. And you can make them a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, however you want to do it. So again, I wouldn't see that fur line right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. That line right there. I couldn't see through the tassel, so we're going to erase that pencil line right there. So now that my llama is all drawn, we are actually going to also draw our llama's background, the space around my llama too at the same time. So let's draw the background, the space behind my llama. And you know what? Because it's spring and it's getting warmer, let's draw some flowers in the background, because it's getting kind of warm. So let's do some flowers. So to do a flower, you're going to start with a circle and then practice our bumpy lines and do a bumpy line all the way around. Make sure that you do some flowers where you only see half the flower. So instead of seeing the whole circle, I'm only going to draw half of a circle. And then put a bumpy line around it. And then over here, I'm going to just draw half of a circle. Draw a bumpy line around it. Same thing over here, because I don't have a lot of space. Your llama should take up most of your paper. You want them to fill up most of your paper. So there isn't a whole lot of space for my background. And then let's do some stripes in the background too. So just throw a couple stripes back there. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Just do your best. Now that everything is drawn, I have my background done, I have my llama done. What is the next thing I need to do? If you said trace with a Sharpie, you would be correct. Now, when you are tracing, you can make sure to color in your eyes, because they're going to be black anyway, so it saves us some time later when coloring if they're already colored in. Okay, so now that I have traced everything, there are still some spots where you can see some pencil. So like see there, you can see where I still see some pencil right there. So we are going to erase those because our whole goal with drawing is we want to trick people into thinking we're just amazing at drawing. So take a big fat eraser and erase over your whole picture. Okay, so now that I've erased, we have drawn, we have traced. Now, who can tell me what my next step is? What do you think it is? If you said color, you would be correct. So I'm going to put my Sharpies away. You can use any markers that you have laying around for this. So I have some fancy markers I think I'm going to use because I don't really get a chance to use them very often. So I'm going to have some fancy colors. But you don't have to have fancy colors. You can just use these good old Crayolas.